Thank you. Good morning. My name is Luzelle Morguito, Senior Procurement Officer for the City of Miami Springs. Today is Wednesday, January 18, 2023, and it is currently 10:14 a.m. Just a friendly reminder that this meeting is being recorded and will be complying with the Sunshine Law. We are here to discuss contract negotiations for RFQ 02-2223 for the construction, engineering, and inspection services for the South Royal Poinciana Stormwater and Roadway Improvements Project. Present at this meeting is the contract negotiations team. If you could please introduce yourself for the record. We could start with William.
William Alonso, City Manager.
Tammy Romero, Assistant City Manager.
José López with Medio Ambiente and Fish Administration. Nestor Santana, Senior Project Engineer, RJ Behrman Company.
Stacy Simpson, Project Administrator, RJ Behrman Company.
Thank you. The purpose of today's meeting is to allow the contract negotiations team the opportunity to discuss negotiations with RJ Behar and Company Inc. Okay. You can start.
You want to start? God bless you. I know. I'm sorry.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I guess you were through the couple work.
Can you hear him?
Yeah. Is there any question or any issue that I'd like to address before you start negotiation on the design?
No, not that we know of. No.
One of the things probably I need to be aware of that is a large portion of the project involved landscaping, and that will be make sure that as part of the inspection services and scope that it does include landscaping. So it's not only traffic, it's the pavement and everything that is a landscaping component. It's just be aware that inspection for the landscaping portion is going to be.
Okay. And the other question within that landscaping element, we will be in charge of tagging the trees and accepting the landscaping, or is there somebody else? Because I think you had mentioned there's a the landscaping architect.
Yeah, the landscaping is done.
The plans are done.
The plan is.
Okay.
But no, I think you should be responsible for accepting, but you will be accepting the certificate of payment for the contractor.
Correct.
So, and I think it will be your responsibility to make sure that the plan, that it is a Poinciana tree.
Okay, no problem. We don't have any issues with that. Our staff will, like myself or my senior inspector, will go out and with the landscaping subcontractor, usually we tag the trees. We ensure that, you know, the shrubs are whatever shrubs are supposed to be, the spacing and so forth. I did notice there was some areas that there was no irrigation.
Yeah, there's no irrigation.
Okay.
But it does not have irrigation. So that's why I think the requirement of public contractor for the whole year, and they might have to do it like once a week or something.
Okay.
The project does not include irrigation.
And once we accept the job, the city will be in charge of making sure that the contractor does that, or are you guys wanting us to, you know, double check, or like, in other words, will our services stop once the job is accepted? Because obviously a year, you know, after that.
How much longer is the difference between when their job is finished technically until the construction?
For you.
Oh, year. So according to the plans, that's what I read. You guys have the contractor's responsible for a year.
For 1 year, yes, of maintenance, yes.
And usually on other jobs, what we've done or what the cities have done is right before the year is up, they'll do another inspection. Any issues or any punch list that maybe needs to happen, or like maybe a tree doesn't survive, they want it replaced, what have you. We've stepped in at that point, but we need to know that because that's not part of our like we didn't put that in our scope. So
probably, I don't know, but leave them the scope and then put as a time of materials, and then if needed, they can call you back as a change. Don't include that in your code.
Okay.
As an addendum And is needed, they can call you back and say, yeah, come on, expected.
Okay.
And shut it by the hour.
Okay.
That works for us. So that was, I guess, part of the construction side on the
Administrative.
administrative side and the contractual side. You guys just need to be aware that this is an FDOT funded project as well as ARPA funds. So
It's not that,
It's not,
but it is FDOT funded.
yes,
okay, so it's not that, it's just.
It's not that,
it is not lab, no.
so you don't have to follow that requirement. You need to go with FDOT. Actually, one of the requirements as part of the grant, that every 2 weeks, we got, I don't know, a meeting in the city. Meeting.
Bi-weekly meetings.
I mean, part of what we do, and we're very familiar. Even though it's not lab, once you have DOT involved, you'll deal with Guillermo and his team, his construction team. So part of the requirements are you have to have bi-weekly meetings. You would have to, obviously the contractor will invoice on a monthly basis.
Correct.
Those invoices get turned around and then obviously you're gonna submit for reimbursements. And you have that to be done on a quarterly basis, because if you don't do it, then, you know, it becomes a little bit of a default there. You'd have to enter all the information into their GAP system. Am I correct on that?
You're correct. Yeah, no, we're very familiar, and actually we're familiar with lab projects, which is more extensive.
Yeah.
So, but we are familiar.
So will you guys do the GAP entries and stuff, or are you gonna want us to?
That's a good question. That is a good question. More than likely, we'll do it.
Okay, because I mean, all you have to do is provide us the access, and we can do it as well. By uploading, you know, the requirements. When it comes to reimbursements, obviously you have to get involved because probably the council check and the forms have to be signed by a city person, but the, you know, week to week or month to month stuff, dailies, shop drawings, in the beginning, you know, any landscaping, documentation, all of that usually has to be uploaded.
Yeah. I recommend that you do that, because I was doing that for mainly for the VO, and they changed the rules and they don't allow any contractor outside the city. They want the city staff to do that.
What I was going to recommend is that we do it, but obviously we want you to approve it and review it. Once it's reviewed and approved and we're accepting that invoice for the month, then we'll go ahead and process that with all of the necessary, right? So we'll need your approval, his approval. So you would approve it, then you would send it to our project manager, and then our project manager would send it to us.
Basically, you send me the invoice, I approve it and forward it to them.
Okay, cool.
For processing.
Okay.
But you have to put in the system.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Anything else that you are aware of or want to discuss before we?
What about the in our proposal we included the effort of the material testing and survey. Is that something that we need to include in our proposal, or is going to be
very contracted? Survey is that. Survey is that. So now all the materials for BC, it's contract. I don't think I'm expecting you to do that.
Usually it's the contractor that will do the QC and the
Which is quality control.
we do the quality control, which is the verification.
No, I was just explaining it to her.
Oh, sorry.
especially with the and the company.
Do you guys have a copy of the contract that was issued to the contractor?
We haven't issued a contract. We're actually negotiating your contract first. And that actual contract, ITB is under a cone of silence right now.
Oh.
So we haven't even gotten a contractor yet for that project yet.
Oh, you have not?
We have not. We're expected to have those responses back by
For the construction,
for construction.
Monday, it goes Monday.
Okay.
Council.
But that ITB, is there any way we can get a copy of the ITB? Because usually the ITB mirrors your contract, like with your specifications.
Yes, we can send you a copy of that, but it's supposed to go before council on
On
Monday.
Monday.
Okay,
Yeah, it's on our website, but I'll still send it to you.
Okay. all right.
Yeah, for one, it's gonna, I guess you will be with the QAQC and monitoring. We have proctor tests or whatever, but you are representing the city. Correct, but the actual test is done by the contractor, correct?
Yeah, the QC is done by a contractor, okay, but we should have something for QA or DT.
Yeah, you will be at the site,
What
you
is
should
called,
be at the
yeah,
site when the
and
people are-
and we should have a lab, you know, under our proposal. That, for example, if we are going to have you know, in a 5-6 tests on the densities, we should have one that verify that we are in the right path, you know.
Okay, so
And also with the aspect, yeah, we should include something.
So we did include it in our proposal. We have that, you know, we have those two firms. Obviously, we don't need surveying, but the QC, we will need. Sorry, not the QC, the VT, but the company. Yeah, and like Nestor said, I mean, we don't do all the tests, we only do a verification to ensure that what he is doing in his firm is correct.
Yeah, that's very important with the aspect.
Yeah, because that's one of the big four on the FDOT or big three. Yeah, big one.
Yeah, they changed it to big 3.
Yeah, yeah, because it used to be big four, right? Yeah.
And I'm so used to saying big 4.
Yeah, I know.
But that's why we asked that question, because if it's over 500 tons, you have to do it almost like a DOT. You know, it's a modified DOT spec, but
Exactly.
okay.
So yes, I agree. Include it in your contract, include it in yours as
Okay, you have that.
All right, my other question will be the time. I know that we saw an email, but to clarify, it will be 6 months of construction, right?
It's my estimate. Probably we need to, when we have the contractor and negotiate with them. I think some you have more experience than I do.
Yeah.
and I was going to suggest that you guys be present when we have the construction
Sure.
meeting, the pre-construction meeting, so that way you're on board and we can begin, you know, talking about what length of time it is that they are actually expecting to you know, have this project for.
So before we go there, let me ask this question, because when you guys are gonna, you know, choose the contractor, your contract will have some type of days in it.
We do.
So that,
Do you remember how many days we put?
I wanna say it's set till August, right? Yeah.
so if it's 180 days, then it doesn't, the only thing that would happen is the contractor says to you, I can't do it in 180 days, which I don't see that being, like you said, the estimate, and based on what I saw on the plans, I don't see why they can't complete it in 180 days.
Sounds awesome.
It's reasonable. With the ARPA and with DOT, they're gonna look at that, whatever's executed, that's the time that they're getting.
Oh, I know. And then we have to, if we go beyond that, then we have to go through this whole long process of asking for an extension, and that becomes a whole
Right, so.
whole nother ball game.
So
I know.
wouldn't even bring that up of saying, you know, can you do it? No, this is what you got, this is what you bid on. And the reason we say that is because we've had situations recently that the contractor's like, well, you know, I mean, and they played around for 4 months. You know, we're here to get in and get out. We don't want to cost you any more money. So,
Yeah, the bid did say that they would have to have a final completion date of August 2023. I remember.
That's what I'm looking, when is the deadline, the railroad grant from, they say $1 million now from the DOT. The base is coming with ARPA money.
okay,
And so ARPA is now, and then you give you the date for the.
In the memo on the ITV, we had said August.
Okay.
2023.
I think it was
It
August,
was August.
August of 2023. So that basically gives them, huh? Yeah.
So you're now.
Yeah, that give us exactly pretty much 6 months by the time they start in February. Okay, that was good for that.
Okay, so I think, and when you mentioned about the pre-construction meeting, we normally, like, once you tell us we're on board, we normally prepare the agenda and the minutes.
Awesome.
We try to give you soup to nut service.
Okay.
To kind of minimize your requirements. That's why you're hiring us.
Sure. Yeah, no, exactly.
So just to kind of give you that.
Okay.
If you could send us maybe what you have to make sure it covers what we would have in ours, right? If not, we would,
Yeah, that's fine.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
To
just
make
because
sure-
she's done her agendas in the past for construction. So if you could just, if you are were able to negotiate this contract and just give us a sample of your agendas, and then that way if she sees something that maybe she feels is needed, then she'll just send you that information and you can add it to the agenda. Anything else that we need to discuss up front? Huh?
October 14th, 2023.
So October is there.
October 14th, that's the deadline. No one to ask for an extension.
So that's final completion, not substantial.
Yeah, that's final completion. Yeah. October 14th, so.
Okay, and typically substantial is what, a month before, 45 days, yeah, 30 days.
30 to 45 days, depending on what's in the contract.
Yeah, we have to look. We can send you all of that.
Okay.
It's all, we have it all. And then would you work through those punch list items with us along with the project manager? So you would complete all of those tasks as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we from the beginning to the end,
Okay.
prep, and then at the end, the final invoice, final quantities as built.
We always include, as Stacy's saying, medium part that it will be part-time for our staff, those first 30 days, and for the closing to be.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a full time with the personnel. It's going to cover what is the close in the punch.
Little miscellaneous items that are needed.
Your
Okay.
Final audit with DOT, if need be.
Yeah.
We try to, provide you with everything that in order to also fulfill your grant requirements.
Sure. Now, do you help put that on like a USB or okay, or a CD or something like that?
All
Okay.
documentation, because like requirements, you have to have all your dailies, all your shop drawings, all your meeting minutes, all your pay apps, all your certifications, all of that, we then compile it and give it to you because you have to keep it as a city also for 5 years.
Yep.
So
From the final completion of the project.
completion date
Yeah. Yep.
and or completion date of an audit.
Right. Okay. Okay. Who do you anticipate as far as when construction begins, do you anticipate having somebody on site once a week, every day? What is it that typically, how do you manage the job?
Well, for this project, we consider a senior inspector.
Okay.
and a roadway inspector.
You said a senior inspector and a what?
And a roadway inspector. But we can, because with the quantity of asphalt and the quality of asphalt, we recommend that we use a senior inspector. Because he's a DOT founder, so he would be,
Now that senior inspector would monitor the asphalt tickets, correct? Make sure that they came from the plant with a reasonable time period and all of that with the mix. Okay.
Yeah, so that's also why we do that, is because it's a requirement part of your lab. You should have a senior inspector on staff. And one of the things, because again, you have 2,000 tons of asphalt. So
Yeah.
you're definitely in that realm. any of like the curb and gutter, obviously concrete tickets have to be, retrieved on a daily basis. The concrete fix design is the same. Same thing with asphalt. Concrete doesn't sit in the truck for more than 90 minutes. All that has to be monitored. So our anticipation is to have somebody on site on a daily basis. And that's usually with this type of work, what we require.
Now that on-site daily basis would be your senior inspector?
Yes, that was what we had anticipated. Because of all the line items, again, we think that it's for the best. You also have like a lot of, stabilization or removal. And one of the things that we've learned is obviously tracking is a big one, because we're going to have to, when we review the contractor's pay app, obviously our senior inspector will work with their person to make sure that the quantities match. Some contractors, and it all depends how the contractor operates. Some of them will wait till the end of the month and then just present you with something and don't want to, verify. Some want to do it on a daily basis, but we have to track it because you have to track it because you have linear footage and all that. So we'll do all of that. And then once the senior inspector quantifies, then they'll let us know. We then present a letter to Jose, and then we go from there, because we're obviously gonna certify
the clients.
Okay.
So what you're doing, Nico? Nothing.
No, I need to certify it.
Yeah, so he'll be involved when
You will be the piece
To the city and to the DMT, yeah.
and how are you? What do you do?
normally I do the day-to-day. I do the minutes, I do any coordination. If the senior inspector's having issues with the contractor, I step in. I make sure I'll do field visits every so often to make sure that everything is running smoothly, that our senior inspector is doing what they're supposed to do. Pay apps, I go through them and make sure that all the documentation is there and advise Nestor the process. Complaints, property owners, when, to anything that alleviates them having to call the city and complaining to city officials of this isn't working good.
Well, that's a good point. You need to get an average public information officer. Because one of the residents complains, they will have to probably go to you and then go through you. You don't want them to call the city directly. I don't think you want to do that.
If they do, then we'll just refer them to.
Normally in the beginning of a job, like sometimes the cities will issue what they call a door knocker or door notice, especially if it's residential and so forth, just to let them know about the job, let them know, if there's an issue, and let them know the time frame. Because a lot of people, what's coming, and a lot of people want to know how soon am I gonna.
Yeah, well, we'll have our public information officer also put out some a post and put it on all of our social media sites. Yeah.
But the main thing that you will be the main point of contact. So if anybody complains, you are the one that get all the complaint and then go over to the city. I don't think But some of it is something like questions, what are you going to be done?
Yeah.
Something that you could answer.
Yeah, normally that's what we've done in the past, and I've been PIO officer for like the city of West Palm Beach downtown for 3 years. I did that plus compliance and so forth. So yeah, it's better for us because we know what's happening. Like maybe the driveway the contractor's got to do is 3 weeks out because we're looking at the schedule and we know that, it's better.
We're not going to know that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So far, I think it's, having an inspector is okay. I think how many hours a week you're anticipating for each of you?
We are proposing half of the time.
Part-time.
Part-time?
For each of you?
No.
No, part-time, I know.
20 hours for me. And for Nestor, it would be like, maybe 5-6 hours a week. Okay. about 8 hours a month,
Yeah, we're saying, no,
a month.
For me, and
that was a month for you.
So then you're looking at about 2 hours a week.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And again, he'll step in when I come to his office, and go, I have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I need something. You know, he'll sometimes join a progress meeting just to know what's going on. But yeah,
Now, will both of you be present for the biweekly meetings or?
I will always be present. If I can't be present, then he'll take over, you know, for vacations or something. But he'll pop in and out. It all depends. It
Okay.
depends. If it's a smooth running job and there's no major issues, then there's no reason to have him.
Right.
There is some issues with the contractor or with the project, but I will participate.
Okay.
You're anticipating coming out. 20 basically.
Yes,
And then the senior inspector would be 40 hours
yes.
and the roadway inspector would be,
Or it's one or the other. You don't want to both at the same time.
Right,
Yeah, no, if we got the senior, we won't need the role.
right.
You can change, like, one
Yeah.
yeah. So you don't, there will not be a day that you have to.
okay. Okay. Any other upfront?
No, I think, you know,
I think it's fine, now we have the issue of the hourly rates, but the hours, I think it's fine, personally, I don't know.
No, I think that's very reasonable. Yes.
So you have 2 hours, 20 hours, and then you have a full-time inspector.
right.
And now the question is, if we're going to have for the 6 months, how many of those 6 months you need a full-time inspector all the time? I know it's a lot, but you expect in the 6 months, or you expect like 4 months?
Well, we expected the senior, the full time, the 6 months. of
6 months.
construction.
Okay.
In the pre-con, we will have it only 10% if needed. And in the closing, we will have a part-time for 20 hours if needed. Yes.
Okay. And that's
That's
all
our
in your,
projection.
that's all your projection. Okay.
But yeah, definitely, once the notice to proceed for the contractor, we need the inspector document everything.
Yes. Yes.
Because this have to do with the delays and with the issues that the contractor may have.
Right.
We are in a time now that the materials are very
Yeah, that's
hard to find. There's some delays on that, so we need to be on top of what is happening. We haven't contracted that they're saying that they are delayed by the suppliers, but the reality is not.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, because you have over for curb and gutter, you have over 5,000, almost 10,000 linear feet,
For what?
curb and gutter.
Yeah, 5,000 and 5,000.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
Yeah.
and then obviously, you know, sidewalk is minimal, but that's where we're noticing the problems is concrete. Asphalt, not so much. It's just asphalt depending on the plant that they're gonna use and the mix. So like, that's what we had. We had like a 2-week delay on Medley because the asphalt that was approved and that they needed to use, that wasn't being produced at the plant and they had to wait. So those are like little things, but we try to anticipate that and we try to push the contractor, you know, early on. And like, even with the asphalt, once they start preparing and getting ready to place it, we will have an asphalt pre-con meeting to make sure that the contractor knows, you know, what needs to be done. So we like to be prepared.
That was 220, 40. And I with 2 hours for me to assist them for the same day. I hope the paperwork, make copies, whatever. So we're only doing about 64 hours a week.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out something here, but. Okay. So what are we anticipating for, do we want to do it by hourly? Are we doing it by lump sum? What are we doing? Okay. Okay. So what are we talking about as far as your lump sum? For your hourly, yeah.
The hourly rate,
So 40 hours a week for one inspector.
Right?
Can you tell what your hourly rates?
Sure.
Okay, what's
Nestor is 171. I'm 132. Our senior inspector is 92. And our admin is 70.
Okay.
And that's assuming that you have a full 6 months.
Yeah, that's 6 months with minimal reduced. I mean, I can tell you the hours that we calculated. That makes it easier too.
Sure.
The man hours for Nestor would be 56. The man hours for myself would be 600.
600?
600. Man hours for our senior inspector is 1148. And then the admin, we calculated something else, so I gotta check. It would probably be the same as Nestor because it's 2 hours, so 56.
Okay. You putting that in a spreadsheet?
Yeah. We have 56. 600. 1100. Correct.
Yeah. 1148.
1148, yeah, for the senior inspector.
Right. And the other thing also is, we didn't, obviously, we don't have an hourly, but we do a lump sum for the testing at 10,500.
Okay.
So we do that based on, obviously, they don't use it, we don't use it, but that that's an average that we found on these jobs based on 180 days and the scope of work. It's pretty much what we anticipate.
Okay. You're working out the cost.
Hmm?
You worked them out?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think our hours are wrong.
Go ahead, work what you need to do, and then we can discuss.
We're not in a rush.
Yeah. We want this to be right. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fixing her hours.
Yeah.
Times her weeks. Right. Yeah. That's it, it's in their hours. They're fixing their hours.
Right. Mm-hmm.
$130 was very optimistic. What I was saying is instead of 208, they're having for the full 6 months, just having 20 hours a week for 2 months. I don't think they need it for the 4. So if they need it, they can add it as a time of materials. So instead of having 11, what is it? 1148, bring it down to 800.
Okay.
Okay. So, and that will be 170. It will be exactly 170.
48 divided by 2 is. So you're saying to bring it to 800
600.
instead of
11.
Okay.
1180. Is that okay? And that will bring it to
Yeah. So 600 hours.
and then put that kind of like lump sum,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
or if they do that, it would be not to exceed on time of materials. If they want to use that one, so they can do that.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, let them come up with their numbers because numbers might change for them.
Okay, so our number one for us is 198,359. And then with the 10,000 for the testing comes in total to 208,859.
Okay. I'm a little off. I don't have the 859. I have 812.
Yeah, I have 812.
Okay.
Right? Because I have your PE is 171 times 56, right? Comes out to 9576.
Okay.
Your admin which is you, is 132 for 600 man hours, comes out to 79,200.
Mhm.
I have your senior inspector, which is $92 an hour for 1148, comes out to 105,616.
Okay.
Right? Let me do that
Yeah,
again.
that was right.
92 times
Right.
1148. Yeah, 105,616.
Okay, so that's the difference.
And then your admin is 70 times 56 man hours, comes out to 3920. So it's 198,312 plus your 10,500 comes out to 208,812.
Okay. Now we're all straight.
Okay, so go ahead, Jose.
Proposing is, you know, have inspector full time for 6 months, have a full time for 4 months, and then have the other 2 months part time, 20 hours a week, and then be on time.
Or just a total of,
Or 8 hours.
or not to exceed, this many hours, right?
Okay, so not to exceed.
The 600 hours, right? Oh, 800?
800.
Okay.
So what we'll do is have time set for 800 hours. 11.
48.
48. And you can. 1148 hours for 800 hours.
What if we do this, if there's a possibility, and again, you said it, you're doing the lump sum. Maybe we can fill in if we have the staffing to provide a roadway inspector some of the time, because if we have it part-time, what if we're not capturing everything for those 2 months?
What
That's
is
the only
his
concern.
rate?
And what is the roadway inspector's rate?
Our roadway inspector's rate is 71.
72.
So can we do
Maybe we can,
20 and 20?
we can try, well, again,
Because we're not going to get asphalt deliveries every day. We're not going to get concrete deliveries every day. Correct?
I can, what's the hourly rate for it? 71?
71.
How many hours instead of having 1140?
Well,
Well, 1148 is what you want to have to cover the job. So if we reduce, let's see.
well, 1148 divided by 2 would be 574 hours. Right?
574 and 574.
Comfortable with the department because there is a lot of things that can lower the rate.
So you're saying that you're not comfortable with your roadway being part-time and your senior being part-time?
Because there is always that we can miss and the contractors, take advantage of it.
Well, Victor, you were gonna have full time for 4 months. I'm saying that.
Oh, okay.
No,
The question is 1 month and 1 month at the end.
we are gonna get to agreement, but I'm expressing my concern. I do prefer a roadway full time that is at a lower rate. And have the senior part time for the asphalt one. Right? Just to oversight the asphalt.
I mean, for asphalt, you're only gonna do it. Yeah.
So how many hours for the, so you're talking inspector?
They're saying 1148 per roadway.
No problem.
Yeah, I know. And also this project is gonna be very complicated with the MOP and everything. I do prefer that, it's for the benefit of the city.
Hold on. We'll
Yeah, I know this is a limited budget and we are.
Yeah, because we have it.
This
Okay, how about we do this?
I liked what, right? Because that's the new number, right?
You see.
Oh, wait, you're right. I think I subtracted it. 812.
That's the new number.
Minus.
Let's do.
Just. Fine. All the other sides. Because the rest of the. Okay. Yeah. I thought. Okay. I thought. And. Yeah. Yeah, I got this.
That's,
The total for.
that's my wish.
Oh, okay.
That's my wish. But I don't.
Well.
That includes. That's not a balance.
Yeah.
I think the balance is.
We can still try to see what.
Yeah, that would be. To be honest, the hourly rates are fine. So they think that you need to work it out, see how many hours that makes sense. So we are in the budget.
Okay.
Okay.
So we understand and I'm gonna ask this question. Are you guys, when we invoice, are we doing this as a lump sum? So when we invoice, you're gonna be looking at, oh, Nestor charged 4 hours this week or.
If it's lump sum, no.
Okay,
It's in an invoice percent for work completed, that would be the same as the contract. So the contract will be smart with 20%, you can invoice 20% of the last. If the contract will go 40%, you can invoice. We don't care if he works, if he works or the inspector work or whatever. Some percentage. Now, if you do kind of materials,
I think it's gonna be easier, time and materials.
I think it's easier to
so
materials.
Yeah.
time and materials is hours work. The question that we have, and this is the reason I'm asking it is, let's say we're gonna cover you. We're gonna make sure that the job is covered. But maybe I have to reduce my hours a little bit so I can have the senior inspector out there, or Nestor doesn't bill for hours. So my question is, are you gonna look at our invoice and say, well, Nestor billed 10 hours this month, we're not gonna pay you that because you were only supposed to bill 8. Or Stacy was supposed to bill 80 hours and she only billed 50, but we do it based on what we need, you know, and obviously within our budget, but we want to cover the job. And the reason I ask that question is because then we're picking the hours, but we'll make it work with the roadway inspector full time.
So you're saying a not to have a, like a not to exceed as the overall job
Yeah.
total.
Yeah, like we agree on a lump sum and you could break it down however you choose to
To
throughout the duration of the project too.
Correct.
Okay.
So that way would be.
Yeah, because you want to cover your payroll.
Yeah, well, it's out of our payroll. We're concerned with covering the job because we've had a situation, we've encountered situations where cities want a part-time, and yes, it's not lap, but it's still in a way lap. And the dailies are not getting done. They say, the city says, oh, don't worry, we're gonna have a city inspector out there too. And it becomes a nightmare. So our biggest concern is to have an inspector out there every day to ensure, because we feel that and in our experience, we know that that's where we need to have somebody where I can maybe cut my time. I don't need sometimes 20 hours a week, maybe I only need 10. Then I cover myself, and that's why we act. But we don't want to get into the fact of, we told you we're gonna have 20 and now you don't want to pay my inspector, but you know, so that's why I'm asking that question, because we've had that scenario as well.
Well, with that being said, are we still anticipating that having your roadway inspector be the full timer and your senior inspector being the part-time
Yeah,
sort of basis?
that's what we're looking at.
Just for the last.
Okay, now would they overlap each other? So the roadway is always there 40 hours.
Yeah, I think that maybe a small overlap, because you know you have to converse and say, okay, this is what's going on right now. But I don't think, I mean, if we have a senior inspector out there, you don't necessarily need a roadway. Again, that's why we asked the lump sum. It's up to us. If we need both of them at the same time and to get the job done, then that's not.
I mean, if it's time and materials, you do what you need to do.
Yeah, but I think we do need to have a not to exceed.
Not to exceed, obvious, yeah. But then you figure out what would be, who's going to be doing more next year. Yeah, but the contract will be time and materials not to exceed. Is that, you prefer that?
I mean, I think it's easier to keep track of as far as billing.
Well, it's more paper. The payroll, and everything, more paper, it's up to you. And like for me too, it's whatever it says for you, I don't.
That's true.
Well, we said,
They're gonna be preparing it.
time sheets with our invoice anyways.
Yeah, you do, even if it's one side?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it might be easier to do, seven months. You're already doing that?
Right.
Yeah, we don't have any issue.
Okay.
Well. So you're saying instead of having the roadway inspector the full time, right?
No, they're having the roadway inspector full-time. That's gonna be the full-time inspector.
They will save money and then they might have part-time.
And then the senior inspector will be the part-time person per se. Possibly overlapping the roadway or possibly not.
Because the other way we can do it is and that's why I asked the question, because we can reduce my hours instead of 50. Reduce that a little bit. Because you have obviously a budget in mind. Do you want to share that?
Not yet,
No, not yet.
not yet. Because we're still a little bit far.
They say, if it's time of materials.
February was what? She just said 50, but then you have.
You need to work 8 hours. 50 hours come.
It's 600 man hours
Just look up for the number.
At 132.
Yeah,
at 132, correct?
Yeah,
That's
you can figure the money is. You can distribute it.
I don't know.
It's the amount of work. 1 month, you might work only 20 hours, not hours work 40.
So when you guys can we go through your new proposed hours, if you're gonna modify yours, Stacy, and then also roadway, just so that we can make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And be properly.
we're working on that right now.
No worries. Just.
I'll go over there if you want. My niece was just born. My nephew, their baby was just born today, just now. So I'm trying to.
And keep the big groups open.
Okay. For the city commission on Monday. See, this is okay, that's existing.
Mhm.
And the
Correct.
7th.
Yes.
Okay.
So you did find,
Yeah, we
awesome,
had it, yeah. And that's how it's going to look like.
awesome, that's
Okay,
perfect.
So those were.
That's it.
Okay,
that's
and I
it.
have the drawing. What I will do, I'll send it to you and then you have it handy.
Yes,
Susan, okay?
yes, yes. We can put it on a USB for Erica. No, we have plenty. Believe me, we have plenty.
Here. I'm ready. Is that your drawings too? Yeah, that's not the drawings.
Yeah, that's my new phone. Why?
You already merged it? You already,
Yeah, I think everything got merged.
so I could take your other one. That was very good.
She's a good baby. I don't know what Miriam did.
Oh, yeah, she probably did. No, because like said, all I was put nice in there was fine. She was done with it. I should get water. Right over there. You want water? Oh, no. Hold it, you want water? Mhm. Mhm. Not this bad, but yes. It is cold.
Yes, it is cold.
And we're like.
You need a new city call.
I think that's gonna be Williams exit.
Almost.
No worries, no worries.
For the hours are right before I speak.
Okay.
What do we have?
They're reworking figures, but yeah.
William.
Yeah.
No, those are gonna be great. That's exactly what we wanted. The renderings.
Yeah, really good luck.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Tammy, I got hours.
Okay,
Start. Nestor, 56 hours. At the 171 is 95.76. Myself, we reduced my hours to 420. At 132 is 55,440. Our regular roadway inspector, we have him at 974 hours times $71 is 69,154. Our senior at 261 hours, $92 an hour at 24,012. 261.
so the first one was 974 and 261, correct?
Our admin, I have the 3,920. I don't know. I think it was 56 hours at $71. Okay, and then that total comes to 162,102. With 10,500 is 172,602.
Okay. So I see that you increased on your two inspectors, you increased from 1148 to 1235.
Yes,
What was the reasoning for
I
that?
gave myself a little bit of overlap, like you said, just in case. And since, like you said, just to keep us, I mean, maybe we need the senior inspector more than I'm calculating. So to kind of keep us in a budget that will cover everything and make sure that we're covered. And again, I can maybe, if I need, I can take a little bit more of my time, but also let's say I reduce my hours to cover, you know, the budget, but maybe I need a little bit more for closeout or, you know, so that's kind of where I put us.
Okay.
Hold on a second, because we're doing.
I mean, those are the rates and stuff, but we would have like a not to exceed.
You were at 162, 158, and then the testing that's at 10.5. So your total would was
I have 162, 102.
102.
Well, I think the admin, I think you said 71, but originally you said 70, so that might be the difference. I don't know. I don't know what you calculated.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm sorry, because I had this in your record, sorry. So 7. I have 3920 as.
correct.
that's
Yeah,
what it
that's
was.
always been the number. Yeah.
Okay. That, I didn't calculate the hours, I forgot to. Saturday, I'm sorry.
What was your number here?
It was, well, it was 170. It was 10%.
Okay.
10%. So it's about the same.
Minus your 40.
My fees are 44.
Right.
So it would be 211.
Okay, got it.
Okay, but and that's Tammy, it was 10% of the budget, but
Mhm,
we will be at
mhm.
2.1.
Mm-hmm,
So we are okay.
Okay.
Still-
Okay.
I still will be okay. I thought it was 130 because it's 44. which is
Right.
okay, but it's 170. It should be okay. I wait.
But still, he's over. Like, it's 214. Yeah, he didn't add it right, but yeah. What do you mean? 170 plus it's 44 is 214. Yeah, he didn't add that right. What
I
did I
got
say?
this email from a friend. There's another one. So what? 22K, 37 and 96. Well, 155, 9%, but which should be about 10%. I think he didn't put the inspector of 100%. How much an inspector? Oh,
92 and 71.
yeah,
No.
the return inspector is at 69 plus 24,
Mm-hmm.
which is 96K.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 22K. Yeah, it didn't have 37, 55. So that's a 20,000 difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's not correct. And then you have some, but 55 is he have 9, they should be about 10%. So that 10% is right on the money. And this is from somebody that he's an inspector, he's doing the project in Hollywood.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you come up with that number?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did come up with that number? Okay.
Including this.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was still, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
1%.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Wait, because we were initially at the 208. The 208, 812. Right.
Yeah, we were initially at
208.
208, 812, correct.
That's the difference, you know?
Yeah. All right, Jose,
Yes. I think we're okay.
I think we're,
Got it.
yeah,
We're $2,000 over budget. That's it.
I'm sorry. I mean, really and truly, yeah, though the reason, I mean, this is the best we can do. We're covering ourselves because you have a long stretch. Remember, asphalt goes down twice, you know, and you have to anticipate a few things. So there is an overlap of, you know, obviously 87 hours, but I think we're covering ourselves and I think covering you guys.
Personally, I think if we start, we still have to work with the contractor, because they might say, if we can do it in 6 months, I got to do it 10 months, might change the work. Oh,
Right.
I say, no, oh, don't worry, in 2 months, I got it.
And obviously,
So
if it changes, you know, that creates, yeah.
I think this is a great, it gave Tommy, if the kids up, so he can start working with the construction, go to the city commission on Monday. And then as soon as they have on board, we'll do the kickoff meeting, and at that time we confirm everything. Okay.
yeah. So we're gonna do a not to exceed contract. 172,602, correct? Is the final number that you came up with?
Yes.
Okay. You will bill us, although on a time and material rate,
On time.
to equal that 172,602, and then you'll make adjustments accordingly, whatever you have to do based on all of those hourly rates.
Okay. And this is based on the 6 months of construction.
Correct. Correct. If things change, things change.
Yeah. And then if things change,
Then it would be on a time and material at these rates, yes.
And so I just wanted to confirm that now that it's being recorded, the breakdown.
Yes.
Okay, so have Nestor, right, which is your senior inspector?
No,
Oh, no, the
senior PE.
the senior PE at 56 hours for $171 per hour,
Correct.
right? For a total of 9,576.
Yep.
We have Stacy, you
Project administrator.
project administrator, 420 hours at $132 an hour.
Correct.
For a total of $55,440.
Correct.
Your roadway inspector, 974 hours
Mhm.
at $71 an hour, for a total of $69,154.
Correct.
Then we have your senior inspector, right, was that the 261? 261 hours at $92 for a total.
No, it's $71.
The senior is
$92. So it was senior 261 hours at $92 at $24,012.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
admin at 56 hours at $70 an hour at $3,920. That is a total of $162,102. Then if we include your testing of 10,500 would make it a lump sum total not to exceed $172,602.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had the hours mixed up.
Yeah.
The 974 is going to your
Our inspector.
right. So I had the 974 at the $92 rate, and it's the opposite, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so.
You're right.
So on. Our numbers are. Okay, so you agree to those rates
Of the ones
of the not to exceed lump sum of $172,602
Yes,
Yes.
for the 6 months.
for the 6 months.
And should the 6 months be extended for any, it would be on an hourly basis based on these rates.
based on those rates. That's
So
fine.
an anticipated completion of August 1st, 2023.
That's correct.
For the
Yes.
record.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so contract. There was a contract.
We had in one of our members included an our ARPA contract, but we have to modify it.
I think it's gonna have to be modified just slightly. We'll have our attorneys look at it one more time. Add in these final numbers and figures. We'll probably have a little spreadsheet with the rates so that it's all inclusive in the contract.
Yeah, did you guys want to put that together or just making sure or us? Is that fine? Your proposed rate?
Yeah, we'll put it in a little spreadsheet and a chart.
Not just as their letterhead, I'm saying you wanted them to put their rate sheet on their.
Oh, as an attachment.
Yeah, if you could just put it on your letterhead so that we can include it in ours. Yes. Preferably this week if you can.
Yeah, and then we'll get this contract finalized, go over to your team so that you guys can review it. If the language, everything is fine in there, it's standard, professional services agreement. We can sign it and we're going to this February, right? This is going to go to the February meeting.
Yes, so
right now it looks like it's going to go February 13th. The meeting of February 13th before council for approval.
Okay. Do you need one of us to be here?
You could attend on Zoom, but I don't know if you want them in person.
If you want to come in person, you're more than welcome. We start at 7 p.m. With our meetings. I don't know where you'll be on the agenda that evening. But you're more than welcome if you don't feel comfortable coming, you're more than welcome to attend on Zoom and you'll just be showing up on the projector.
Okay, no, the only reason I wanted to ask is some people, some procurement want us to come, some don't, so we ask. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to come. If they ask any questions, sometimes they will ask questions, sometimes they won't ask a single question. But just you can be prepared and then you'll just sit in the audience that night.
Well, that's why we ask, because some, some procurement offices and departments want you there just in case the commissioner asks questions, but I don't know,
I mean, I don't know if it wasn't included in the lump sum, maybe Zoom is fine.
Okay.
Right? Just so that
no problem.
You don't have to come in person, but you could be available if they do have questions.
Yeah, regardless if you were on Zoom, you would be available for questions.
If they even have questions.
One or the other, both of you don't have to be present, and just as long as somebody from yes, from the office is there. What else? So the next time we're going for the construction ITB award is supposed to be for Monday's meeting, or this coming Monday. So you might want to listen in on that and see what happens at the council meeting on this Monday. We're still in a cone of silence for that, so I don't want until it's officially noticed in the on the agenda. I don't want to say anything yet. But
well, no, because once they find out on the meeting on Monday, it will already be out.
On Monday's meeting, yes, but right now we're still in the cone until it gets.
They won't have that until Monday's agenda, so that.
Correct.
Well, you want to see I can send you the ITB for that, so you can see that. And then I'll send you, once we have that agenda finalized Friday, we could send, right, or Monday.
Well, it's supposed to go out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Wait,
No,
today's Wednesday,
but
so it goes out today.
I could send you then the link so that you can get onto that Zoom if you want to listen into that meeting.
That's fine. And I have a question. So if our contract goes February 13th and the contractors anticipated start, then it's gonna be like March.
No, I don't know. As soon as you can, that's the thing we need to do.
Well,
remember, we have August 14th.
We can ask. So what we're gonna, she's just kind of discussing with me to see if we can try to get our attorneys to get this on Monday's meeting.
We can get you back the spreadsheet by the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm trying to see if I could get it approved for this Monday's meeting. Then you guys
are both going to start in conjunction with each other.
We can sign contracts the next day after the council meeting and then be ready for February.
That we need the August 14th.
Because we did say we needed to have them CEI and the construction in
They need
place.
to start in February.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
So then I
Okay.
would need that on your letterhead, the rate sheet as we discussed, and then I'll do
We-
on my end what I will.
What we have to discuss it with the attorneys,
Yeah.
but we'll try our hardest to get it on Monday's meeting.
Okay.
Because that would be preferable, so that we're not delaying the project until February and March. Yeah.
Mm,
We can do the report as soon as we can.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you guys would be available, obviously, for the pre-construction kickoff. We have to set a date for that. If we can get them approved on Monday's meeting, we have to set a date for that ASAP.
If you guys, would you guys be available if we do get this item added to the agenda? Are you guys available Monday at 7 for that meeting on Zoom?
This Monday?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
one of us will attend.
Okay. Yeah, because once we have it approved, then I could schedule that pre-construction meeting with both of them.
No, it's better than if.
Yeah, it's Monday, the 23rd, correct?
It's Monday, the 23rd at 7.
Together, because we have construction, we have CEI, and they have me, they have any question on the renderings, and they have any question. It's better to have. if you
Everybody would be there.
can, to have everything in one and tell them, hey, we have this is a $1 million grant for FDP. Yes,
Yeah, we'll have you that.
Yeah, okay.
The construction
Yes.
there.
So what will probably happen is that we won't get the full agenda out today. We'll probably get it out as a revised on Friday to make this happen, probably.
Here, now we sobre todo.
Signature, but
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, because Jose's gonna be here at Monday's meeting to be here for the construction award and make sure that there's no questions. So it would be better.
Yeah.
and that contractor will be on Zoom too, the construction side, and then you guys, if we get to add it,
Okay.
then
no
you
problem.
guys would be present too, so everybody would be.
So
here,
everybody
it
would be here for relating to, relating to this project. Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
so are there any other questions from anyone?
no,
No, we'll get you that, as soon as, around
'That's fine.
4 o'clock, and if you need anything from us.
Okay, and then, yeah, we'll finalize the contract with our attorneys, at least to send you, even if I have to send you the sample, just so you can start seeing.
a draft or something,
Yeah, in case you have any comments or feedback, and but
Okay.
we'll get it to you because it's pretty standard. And then I'll send you the link for the ITB anyway, so you can review that. And if we're able to add this item, I'll send you the Zoom meeting details for Monday's meeting if we can add it to that.
Perfect.
And then we'll go from there. That's it, right?
yes.
Okay, so thank you for attending today's contract negotiations meeting regarding RFQ 02-2223. This meeting is concluded at 11:43 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Glad you got to, we'll get to work with you and.